Larry, all right.
Has your man changed to Flory yet?
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, it's me, Julian, better known as the Joan Collins Fan Club. Do you like my outfit? It's rather camp, isn't it? I went into the shop this morning. I said, could I try the outfit on in the window? He said, no, you'll have to use the dressing room like everybody else. Now then, I'm strangely drawn to this lady down here. What's your name?
Sandra.
Sandra, and where are you from?
Southampton.
Southampton, that's very lovely. And who are you married to, Ken?
Yes.
Hello, Ken, very nice to see you. What have you bought to trade?
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur, let me have a look. Heavens, the things they bring on this show. What do you call a dinosaur with one eye? Do you think you saw us? Now, what have you got here?
Takeaway.
It's not an Indian, is it? Those curries are very hot. No wonder Gandhi wore a nappy. Now then. Let's see. Hello, what's your name? Alison, you had to think about that then for a moment, didn't you? Don't pick your nose, we just swept up. Please, please. Anyway, Teddy looks happy sitting on your lap there, doesn't he? Now then, what team do you support?
I don't support any.
Don't you really? What kind of sport do you like?
Well, I like Joan Collins.
Do you really? Well, I think that could be the end of the sketch tonight. Well, that's all we've got time for tonight on Trick or Cheat. So me and Tony are just going to go and lie down in a cold, dark room. So until next week, I thank you.
Exciting moment for me. Probably the culmination of my years in the television business, because I've come to the home of my hero. Now you can probably guess just whose home it is. Of course, Eddie the Eagle Edwards. Eddie? Are you there, Eddie? Hello, Eddie? Oh!
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, just look at that equipment. Put it there.
Oh, I'm not a giant, Annika. Oh, my hands.
Oh, God, that's cold.
Oh, I'm sorry about that, yeah, but my hands are usually the last thing to thaw out.
Right.
Well, almost the last thing.
Can I take a seat?
Yeah, have a seat, Annika.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm there. I'm right. Great.
I must ask you now about this incredible expedition.
Pretty impressive, isn't it, Annika?
Why are you doing it?
Well, as you know, they've stopped me from doing Olympic competition, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm fed up with jumping. Fed up.
Well, what made you jump in the first place?
Oh, I never made first place. I was a close last, Annika. The old G-force on the face, you see, the G-force.
What I actually meant is, what made you jump?
Oh, what makes me jump? Well, it's the old eagle technique, you see. It's a bit of a secret. I'll tell you what makes me jump. It's when people walk up to me and go, boom! Lady joke, that.
Back to the expedition, I think, Eddie. You're actually going to be retracing the steps of the great Captain Scott.
That's right,
Have you been
Scott.
to the pole before?
Only during the last elections, Annika.
Are you going alone, or will you be taking a team?
No, I will be going alone. Scott took Captain Ulster with him, you see.
Old Titus.
Well, he was a bit mean, but I wouldn't have called him that. No, you see, that's why, you see, I've been doing the old research into it all, and I've managed to lower my body temperature so it acclimatises to the sub-zero temperature.
Oh, this is a scoop. This is fascinating. How did you actually start that?
Well, I started by turning off one of the bars on the electric fire.
All right. And then what did you do?
And then I started taking ice in my lager. And then I was ready to move on a stage.
Ah, this is when you went to Greenland.
To Tesco's.
Yeah?
I used to dangle my hands in with the ice cream and the vegetables, you see.
Oh, frozen peas.
Well, yes, depending on how many lagers I'd had, really.
I say it must have been pretty nippy in there.
I'm telling me, -2.
-2? Well, that's not very cold.
Who's talking about the temperature? It's 25 below.
Oh, below zero.
No, just below. Anyway, listen, I can't hang around here. Oh, I've got to get on my way, because it's a long way, isn't it, to the South Pole? Fair old slap.
You mean you're actually leaving right now?
Yes, I am. Yep, I'm leaving right now. Tell me something. I bet you didn't know, actually, what I do instead of the compasses, because they don't work down there, do they?
Oh!
Thought of that.
How'd you get home again, then?
I'll show you what I got, Annika.
to me before. Here it is, look.
That is some
Impressed, aren't you?
Very impressed.
Hold on to me. I'm there. Now you hold one end, right? And when I get to the South Pole, I'll give it a couple of tugs, right? And you'll know I'm there then, won't you? Hey? Bye-bye then, Anna girl. Bye-bye, everyone.
It's enormous.
It's enormous. It's frosted, you see.
What can I say except we wish every Godspeed to our intrepid Eddie the Eagle Edwards. We really do wish him luck, ladies and gentlemen. What a trip.
No, girl. Anna girl, I can't go. The council, they forgot to grit the pavements. It's too already slippery out there. Oh, mister.
Don't stop. Hello, welcome once again to another thrilling edition of the Small Daniel's Tragic Show. Tonight, I'm going to show you how to do some clever tricks with some brown bags. The first trick, I take one empty brown bag, like so, and one bottle. I place the bottle inside the bag. Now then, I say the magic words, Ali Bongo, I owe you everything, and hey presto, the bottle has disappeared. I can see you're totally unimpressed with this trick, so am I. So, let's throw it away and do another trick. Talking of old bags, here's lovely Debbie with two new bags. Hello Debbie, say hello Small.
Hello, Small.
Oh, give me one bag please Debbie. Now, you place your bag over your head like so, and I will place the other bag over my head.
Oh, how romantic.
Not now, Debbie. Later. Drum roll, please. And hey, presto! Woohoo! That's magic.
Hello, me dearies. I got me singing head on today. If you're looking into naked field, you'll see your words are there, with some broken tricks for fingers and some bits of straw for hair. Now me clothes are really tatty, and Aunt Sally says I smell, but if she had stood in what I've stood in, she would smell as well. The crow man makes the scarecrow just has made me what I am. As well as me, there's Rivoli Swede and also Warty Yam. We're supposed to scare the dicky birds because they are a pest, but it's hard to be that nasty with a robin in your chest. Oh, we shuffle to the left and we shuffle to the right, and we all protect the plants. Oh, we're ever so friendly, especially out of sight when we're doing the scarecrow dance. When scaring birds gets boring, I do other work instead. And every time I change my job, I also change my head. But although they may look different, you can always tell it's me. 'Cause every head likes bits of cake and endless cups of tea. Why? Oh, we shuffle to the left and we shuffle to the right, and we all protect the plants. Oh, we're ever so friendly, especially out of sight when we're doing the scarecrow dance. Oh, no.
The Watazuli tribe untouched by progress, isolated from the emotional and cultural advances of our time, a people who have never had the benefit of even the most basic education. So how on earth do they fill their stagnant, naive, wretched lives? I've come down to the snooker hall and chalk my favorite cue, but every frame in every game reminds me still of you. When I smack the yellow ball or slam away the blue, I'll give you lots of bottom, and I'm bound to think of you. Now there are no more foul shots like the strokes you used to be. Next time I try, I know that I won't give so much away. With one leg on the tabletop and 1 foot on the floor, I'll rest upon the cushions and I'll show you how to score. I'm going to part without you, but you won't see me break. If a loose one comes along, this chance I'll have to take. I'm going to part without you, but you may well stop. I think that I could use the rest. It all is quite enough. Going to part without you. Going to part without you.
Thank you, lovers. Hello, dearest darlings, lovers. Welcome to another edition of Dilemmas with Auntie Claire. Well, look at all the letters I've got tonight. I've got 2 big bundles. But that's enough about my problems. But, and I've got a very big but, as you can see. I'm very excited tonight because I hope to be answering some of your phone calls. So let's see this phone ring. But first, some letters. Now, our first letter comes from Worried of Wapping. Dear Claire, my wife smokes in bed. Does she love it? Are you sure it's not just the steam from the tea's made? He says, my wife smokes in bed, and I'm very, very worried because we've got a waterbed. Do you think it's dangerous? Well, of course, lovey, it's very dangerous to smoke in a waterbed, lovey. I knew a couple who did. There was a terrible fire, and they were both poached to death. Here's a letter from a woman in Derbyshire. Dear Auntie Claire, I'm having terrible trouble with my boobs. What can I do? Well, Adrena, keep your mouth shut and no one will notice, will they, lovey? Will they? Now, here's another letter from Confused of Cornwall. Dear Claire, when I came home from work the other day, I found my husband underneath the bed. Is there anything wrong? No, lovey. Your husband's just being a little potty. Isn't he? Isn't he, lovey? Isn't he? Now, continuing with another letter, here's one from Trouble of Tottenham. She writes, Dear Claire, my husband is so amorous, he won't leave me alone. He wants to make love all the time, in the kitchen, in the living room, in the car, everywhere. Please, can you help me? P.S. Please excuse the shaky handwriting. Well, of course, lovey, it's not unusual to make love everywhere. In fact, my husband likes making love in the car as well. The only trouble is, it's when I'm driving. Here's a problem I sympathise with. This young man tells me that he's troubled by ugly and repulsive spots. Well, have you ever thought of moving away from Southampton? Have you, lovey? Have you? And finally, here's a sad letter. Dear Claire, my hubby's walked out on me, and just for spite, he took all my bras with him. What can I do? Well, lovey, sue him for non-support. I would. Well, that's... Wait a moment, I think that's our first caller. Our first... I can't seem to reach the phone.
me, madam.
Yes, what is it, Hetherington?
The Brussels man is here.
Well, tell him it's too late. We've finished dinner.
No. The Dick from Belgium. Monsieur Poirot.
He's not a dick, Hetherington. He's a detective.
Obviously, you have yet to see him, madam.
Oh, just show him in, Hetherington.
Yes, madam. Monsieur Poirot.
Yes.
How good of you to come.
Madame.
May I take your coat, sir?
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, what a shocking and horrible thing this is.
Yes, it is. Take it off and burn it.
It is, ma'am. I do have the butler did it.
Monsieur Poirot, let me introduce you to everybody. I don't think you've met Priscilla Gore-Worthington.
Yes, we share the same taste in coffee.
Madame.
And I don't think you know what's what.
Are you kidding? I have known what's what ever since the bicycle shed at school, you know.
No, I meant the captain here. Neville what's what.
Pleased to meet you, Poirot. I do hope you're going to clear up this ghastly mess.
I don't know. In the correct light, she could look quite attractive.
And this is the doctor, Hugh Maitland.
Ah.
Oh, you know him, Inspector.
No, but every time I meet a doctor, I always go, ah.
Well, Inspector, do sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Now then, perhaps one of you would kindly tell me what has happened here last night.
Well, the gardener was knocking on the door about 11 o'clock, which was rather embarrassing because the chauffeur was still there.
Yes. I think I have heard enough.
Speak for yourself, old boy. Carry on, my dear.
Listen, I am trying to discern what has happened here last night. Lady Donington, please tell me.
Well, Inspector, as you can see, my house faces a weekend. And last night I went into the library at about 10:30, and my husband was in his usual chair, but there was something different about him. I looked. There were 3 bullet holes in his chest, a rope around his neck, a 10-inch dagger plunged into his heart, and he had an axe embedded in his head.
How the devil must do, my chevalier? It was suicide.
Ridiculous, Poirot. His lordship was obviously murdered.
But surely you don't suspect one of us.
Of course.
Well, I'm innocent.
Madame, how can you say you are innocent? You have been in more bedrooms than the Gideon Bible. There is obviously a plot going on here. Not much of a plot, I grant you, but it's the best we can do. Let me think for one moment. Now then, mademoiselle, a word in your language, please. I'm particularly worried for your safety, mademoiselle. I think I should spend the night with you.
Gosh, I wish I'd known. I've already got the window cleaner coming round.
Tunnel. But never mind, you still need protection. Can you use a 38?
Well, not really. I'm a 34 and that's a bit of a push.
I'm not talking about your dress size, I'm talking about a gun.
A gun?
A gun. Quick, stick this into the top of your stocking.
But what about you?
All right then. The bit of my ear clicking. Ah! Just as I thought, you were listening at the call.
Never! How can you tell?
You have got a key sticking out of your left ear.
We're all a bit keyed up.
Oh, with jokes like that, I do hope the butler did it.
All right then, I admit it. I did it. I killed his lordship. He was a dreadful man. He would pay me a pittance and treated me like a dog. So I shot him.
What about the knife?
No, you can keep it.
No, who is responsible for plunging the digger in his heart?
I am. His lordship caught me playing doctors and nurses with his wife and threatened to expose me.
This will never stand up in court, monsieur.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, what about the robe?
That was mine. I was his only living blood relative, but he still intended cutting off my endowment.
And are you well endowed, monsieur?
Yes. What about the axing?
Yes, pretty desperate, isn't it? But it's the best we can do with lines like this.
The axing? He had an axe embedded in his head.
That was me. You see, I had refused his advances.
Why suddenly so particular, mademoiselle?
Well, he wouldn't take no for an answer, so I hit him with the axe.
You give him the chop. That is the case solved.
So, what now, Inspector? Do we call the police?
No, madame. You are all free to go.
But why?
Because the actors in the Poirot mysteries are always getting away with murder.
There we go, boys. You see our faces, so many places. We're working every night of the year. Now we've been thinking, as we've been drinking, yet another pint of bitter beer. For years in pubs we were busting a gut, to rocky music put us on the map. But now we're stuck in a musical rut, doing non-stop cockney rhyming, pony and trap. Alright! Well, we've had enough of this East End stuff. We've had enough of London town. We're feeling great in a country estate. It's thumbs down to knees up Mother Brown. We've had it up to hearing all the rabbit. Nowadays we eat just there. The market is much ruder. It's better in Bermuda for a cockney millionaire. What chance, my son? Here we go, Dave. He goes up there, Jazzy. One more. We bought it flash, eating pies and mash, but in fact the jelly deals really stank. Now we've a forest in the islands, we like the Channel Islands. My old man says follow the bank. We see come ducking them in the old Kent Road. Don't want to see the bull and bush again, though we're not sophisticated. We're sick of being rated as a musical dirty den. Alright! To all the plunkers throughout the land, still hoping for a win on the pool. It's a mug's game, don't you understand? We're betting on the ginges, it's for horses and fools. How's your horses going, Bertie? Instead get a drummer in a pork pie hat, and then forget to shave. With a bit of syncopation and a bit of cockney chat. But I'm dodging as another. Won't you listen to me, mother? Make a fortune as another Chaz and Dave. What Chaz, my son? Kushti.